Hello everyone, no respawns here, hope you're doing well. So this is Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Now I've done a video on this, about a year back now, when they announced Bloodlines 2, and it was a good half an hour of me gushing over the game. And for those of you who haven't been following the news on Bloodlines 2 right now, they've actually delayed it until later in 2020, just because they want to do a bit more polish and kind of get things, you know, when they've got a finished product, basically. However, that means that we have to wait a little bit longer, and I had a craving, so I thought it was a really cool time to actually do a video, or 3 or 4 on the channel, of me actually playing the game proper, rather than last time, which was me just sort of talking about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a gameplay series on the channel, something nice and casual, something chill, of me just playing this game from start to finish. It will be in chunks, so those of you who have watched my gameplay videos before know that I don't actually play the entire thing back to back. What I do is I'll play like 2-3 hours, then I'll play alone on myself, then I'll skip ahead to like another 2-3 hours, and that way you get to kind of see a snapshot of the whole game without actually having the entire thing spoiled for you. And it also just means that I can do the boring bits without feeling like I need to be entertaining. So to give you an idea where we are, we're in Santa Monica right now, and I'm at the end of the Santa Monica section. So in the last video I actually did the opening of the Santa Monica section, the one last year. I figured, because this is kind of a tutorial section of the entire game, I've literally just done reconciled the two sisters in the asylum here, and now I'm about to get my main mission from Bertram Tong. This will be good because that way in the next half video will be me in downtown, which is where the game starts to kind of really shine. There are some pretty cool sections in here which I highly recommend you obviously fine-tooth comb and do. But it's once you get into the downtown section of the game, you get access to a lot more gear, your character's abilities start to develop a lot more, and it feels a bit more, you get really stuck into it. I've also deliberately saved all of my XP. I basically just got as minimal as I needed to. The reason being is I should get another bit of XP in a second, which will enable me to get my, I can't pronounce it properly, Thaumaturgy up to level 4. The reason being, so I've started a new character. In the last video I was playing a Nosferatu. This time I'm playing a Tremere. The reason being is because obviously I'm actually going to be playing the game, and I want to show you dialogue, which means I have to play a character that actually talk to people. Nosferatu are fun, but it's more about like sneaking around and avoiding everyone. So right, we've got to speak to Bertram Tong. The feud has been called off, so he's actually out of hiding now. I think you just go straight to him. Yeah. Hello, look at him, there he is.
Look who finally made it. Thought you'd never find me, huh? I've gotten good at knowing when I'm wanted. The one and only. Don't bother with the introductions, fledgling. I know who you are.
I love Bertram so much.
News travels down the kindred grapevine like wildfire. And that courtroom
before.
spat between LaCroix and Nines Rodriguez is a juicy little morsel. And you in the middle. How interesting. Oh, you did you? Well, I wasn't worried. So why did you need to find me? What did you need? Oh, never mind. The warehouse, though. I've been watching the place. The Sabbat has a bunch of low-life humans working day and night to move stuff through there. There's some major staging going on. The Sabbat, jeez, you are green. It's like this. We're all monsters, like it or not. I'm not gonna say the Sabbat are the evil vampires, because none of us are the good guys here. But the Sabbat, they glorify their monstrous nature. They refuse to hide it, and go out of their way to show it. They're also brainless and reckless. They have a life expectancy of a vampire fruit fly. As far as I can tell, the humans seem to know the score from the way they've been talking. I think most of them have aspirations of joining the next graduating class of shovelheads. Ugh, losers. Yeah, the Sabbat like everyone to know just who they're dealing with. So if you get in there and have to bust a few heads, don't feel bad. Think of it as upholding the masquerade. Yes, I can. Just tell me when you're ready, and we'll leave. Once you're there, however, you're on your own. You'll have to get into the place and plant the explosives in the middle office to take the whole structure down.
There's a couple of things. So I'm actually playing this. I'm playing this on PC, and I'm using the unofficial patch. And so you launch it via the patch, and it's developed since I've used it last. So I played this game a lot when I was younger. I mentioned in the video from last year, if you watched that one. And I played it an inordinate amount from when I was a teenager. And there was an unofficial patch a few years on then. However, it wasn't the same unofficial patch that we've got now. And there's so much like cut dialogue or changes they've made for the better. Like this music isn't in the original. Because again, I played it so much I remember. And it's very, very fascinating. Right, so I'm a blood mage, so I wanted to get this. Because basically now I pretty much, outside of Blood Boil, which is fucking cool, I can pretty much take everyone out with magic, and then I'm going to focus on getting my knowledge and my other skills up. Possibly risky, because it means that I'm going to, you know, maybe have to struggle around locked doors and a couple of persuasion, but I think I should be fine. So now I've got blood theft. And also I'm going to use it as stealth as well, so... so the combat in this game is interesting. It's not, you know, it's not great. It's a very old game, so it's from 2002, I think, roughly. And it came out at the same time as Half-Life. But whereas Half-Life was a pretty kind of straightforward shooter, this is... Well, it's basically just an RPG. And I think the RPG elements are incredible. The combat is maybe a little bit iffy. It's not bad, but it's kind of those things that certain parts of the combat work better than others. The stealth works really well. As a stealth game, it's quite playable. As a kind of like shooty game, because the way the shooting works, it's not so great. To be honest, so the way I'm going to be playing it is using my magic and using melee. The problem with melee is you don't really get any good melee until the next area of the game. And I think it's just him, so I'm going to try and use my blood theft on him. Awesome. So yeah, basically it's one of those games, and because it's kind of like heavy on the RPG, the combat is good once you have all of these disciplines up. Because then it becomes fun, because then you're like blowing people up with blood boil, or like using suicide, or like possession and shit like that. It's very, very cool. But like, if you just play it as like quite a shooty character at the start, it can be a bit crap. That's great, because that actually used, as long as I take them out one at a time, I can pretty much just kill them all with this, which is awesome. Right, I'm gonna... so it's one of those, you may notice my character. I'll show you what he looks like a bit better. So I'm playing from it. You don't get to customize your character. You get to pick the gender, and the clan. So there are 7. So you get 14 different types you can choose from, I think. But you can't actually customize their appearance in this, which is a bit lame, because obviously this isn't how I'd make my character look. However, where's the way out? Have I just completely missed the door? Oh, is it here? There we go. Actually, I just think I completely missed the door. Yeah, no, however, you can get armor and stuff. Oh, right, yeah, I could just pick that lock. I could just walk around there. I was too busy talking to you guys. Right, so let's creep around. We're going to use a combination of ability.
Yo, what the fuck is going on here tonight? Marcus is all in everyone's face and shit.
Didn't you hear? A new shipment came in, some pretty serious hardware.
Yeah, I heard. But what the fuck? We get that kind of shit in here all the time. What's so different about tonight?
I don't know. Marcus is tense as a motherfucker.
Can I just, like, I'm going to try something risky, and I'm going to try and use it on both of them at the same time.
open.
Oh, actually, if I use
Someone better tell those clowns in the freight house to quit playing cards
command on
before
one of
Marcus
them.
comes out and starts peeling fucking caps, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, I can. I forgot to recharge. I'll recharge rates really low. I was trying to see if I could do it with both of them, but I think the thing. Oh, there we go. That was cool. I thought I'd alert everyone around. So as a stealth game, it works really, really well. But the good thing is about this is, for the most part, you can avoid combat completely if you want. And if you built your character like that, I can just kind of creep around and just get in. But to be honest, it kind of, the best way of working it is sort of like a stealth game. Stealth with melee is the best way to play this. I should be able to, I don't know how much it's going to alert them. We'll find out. I've not really played... I've played the Blood Mage years ago, but never this overt. Usually, to be frank, I'll play the Blood Mage dude, and I'll not use my blood magic as much, but I'm actually really impressed. I can pretty much just kill everyone with this blood strike, because it doesn't make any noise. It's way OP than I thought. Awesome. Oh, there we go. Neat. I wonder how loud it is. The game, so it's, especially when you get to downtown, because then you get, like, it opens up a lot more. But there are a few instances, obviously, where you're kind of get in there, you dickhead. Where you are forced into combat. The ending is a bit like that. So it's one of those things, bearing in mind, it's kind of easier to play as a melee character, because quite simply at the end, that it does go a little bit, like, literally just at the end. It goes a bit spammy with the enemies. And I remember playing when I was younger. I'm pretty sure there's something in one of these rafters. I remember seeing money or something. This is me, like, remembering from back in the day. But then this is the unofficial pact, so maybe it changed. But yeah, no, back when I was younger, I remember, like, playing this and just, like, getting just to the end and just being, like, really shocked. I don't think it has the range of that. I can just try and kill everyone, or I can just, jump down here? I can't jump down here. Oh yeah, it's over here, isn't it? Oh. Someone's gonna see me, aren't they? I'm curious how, like, as long as I don't see it. It just doesn't. I honestly thought that would be a much louder ability. So I can just pretty much just do this. Oh, that's a lot easier than I was expecting. Again, because, like, normally what I'll do, right, is I'll have this, like, maybe level 3, but probably level 2 at this point, and invest all my points here. To be honest, makes this section way easier. Quite impressed. I have to just get the bomb. Now I have to put it here. But I'm going to quick save as well, I'm not going to lie. But I also kind of want to see... I might try and take everyone out, to be honest. Good to get some ammo. Quite a lot of dudes here, though. My lockpicking's really low. That's right, I'll go through this door, it's fine. Let's just have a creep around. No. Bad. Ooh, hello. Recharge flow is pretty great. Basically when the icon comes in. There we go. Oh, no, I've made them all. Oh, they haven't seen me yet. Oh, this is so easy. Oh, I didn't realise it would be so easy. Grand. Blood Bowl's great fun. I'll get that. I don't know if I'll get that in this video, but... No! Oh, now I've alerted everyone. Okay. Let's just get guns out. Guns are terrible in this game. Oh, great, brilliant, fantastic. Yeah, just... some of them are a little bit better than others. I'm gonna steal blood. Does this heal you, I think, when I steal their blood? Because obviously when you drink blood, it heals. I'm curious whether it does. Ah! That's right, I'm gonna kill everyone really quick. For the bands, also get loads of ammo as well. Even though guns suck in this game. So actually, the later game guns do. Well, actually, not even the later game, the mid-game guns suck. And also, if you have a high shooting skill, they're not bad as well. Oh, I love it. So basically, depending on what clan you play as, you get different abilities. So for example, the Tremere obviously blood mages, because I'm in a vampire mage mood recently. Even when I'm playing Elder Scrolls Online, actually, I'm playing a vampire sorcerer. Great fun. But you can like play things like the Malkavians, who can like make people go insane, which is really good fun. Oh, that's not recharged yet. Got your face. God, that does make it so much easier. Yeah, I play Malkavians, and they can like kind of make people go crazy. You can also play as the Tremere, who can use. They actually have the Dominate ability. They're actually a bit boring actually, because they just have more stronger Dominate. And then you also play. You can also play as the. Oh, let's maybe eat some of them. Should we just put this? We don't need stupid freaking guns. Guns are for losers, mate. But there's also the Gangrel, which are really fun. Which are kind of like you turn into a sort of werewolf, which is quite grand. Oh, there's two of them there. I'm just gonna steal you. Come here. Thank you. I'm gonna eat one of them basically. God, that makes it so much easier. Jesus. It's a bit more fun when you're switching between abilities a bit more, and especially when you get a better gun as well. I'm kind of... What's that guy died? I'm going to probably spend a lot of my time using... Actually, why not use Auspex so I can see through walls? Oh, it's in level 1. I'm probably going to get like a nice big axe or something, then it gets quite fun. I think there's only one left. Come on. There we go. Oh, I hate when it does that.
Hey, stop, man!
If you accidentally double tap feed, you throw them back, and that's the thing that's been around for ages. If you don't, you can accidentally unfeed basically. Right, there we go. Look at that. That was surprisingly more successful than I remember. That is a very OP ability. I'll take all those, thank you. Oh, there's loads of them right here. There are some vampires that are going to appear in a wee bit. I remember. And I'm curious, actually, how easy they are to take out with the old blood theft. I don't know if it'll work on vampires. It's alright, we can just sort of peg it from them. Alright, cool. Nice, very, very nice. See, I want to do this section first, because you get to show a bit of the combat and like how the game combat-wise works. Again, it's ability focused, so it's more fun if you just kind of put stuff in these, and then you just kind of, switch between them. It's quite grand. However, shooting does get a little bit better once you get better guns. There is that. Right, I have to put here. I'm gonna quick save. And I have to get the fuck out of here now. Got 2 minutes. And, if I remember correctly, I get, thingy goes... Oh, I can blood theft these guys. Oh, sweet. Oh, that's easy as hell then. Oh, I can't. No, I can't. Alright, well, blood perk instead. Ah, there we go. Look at that. Fucked you up, son. Honestly, this guy's doing way better than I played my werewolf dude. My werewolf dude got in a massive fight. I'm gonna use blood theft. I think blood theft did actually hurt them. Got loads of time, mate. Got loads. Where's the way out? I think it's this way. It's been a while. Doesn't there another one jump down in a sec? Oh, there we go. I heard you. Yeah. See, use abilities together. Fucked you up. Oh. Oh, come here. Can I eat you? Come here. Come here. It's because I'm not strong enough. There we go. Come here. Let me eat you. Come here. Rude. Oh, you. There we go. Nom nom nom. I've got a minute and a half, but having a quick snack. You know what I mean? Worked up a little bit of an appetite, kicking the shit out of those vamps. Gosh. Blood theft on so I can eat someone. I think I've literally murdered everyone as well. Ah, that's the quickest I've ever done that section. Nice. Nice. stealth. Stealth is for noobs, mate. Listen, just steal everyone's blood. You're a vampire. Get on it. Whee! This is my good man, Beckett. Beckett is a gangrel.
The warehouse. Your handiwork, I presume?
One thing about this, and I don't know how to do it, you can actually get him to teach you another ability. And I never knew about this, and I keep forgetting to check what the requirements are. I think it's like having your persuasion up. You have to ask him the right questions.
Not experienced much in the creatures of the night, are you? For future reference, you might keep in mind that werewolves aren't in the habit of introducing themselves.
So basically, I think you can, but I think you have to very specific stats pushed in. I haven't bothered. To be honest, it's like I think it's like doesn't beat you protean. I think he teaches you like the celerity or something, or he gives you like an extra thing, but I never know what it is.
I see my reputation for once does not precede me. My name is Beckett. I haven't been following you per se. We've just coincidentally been at the same places at the same time, for different reasons. So sorry if I unnerved you. Tell me, have you by chance seen or felt anything strange since your embrace? She's undoubtedly Malkavian. Or should I say, they are undoubtedly Malkavian. A ghost? Quite ordinary. I generally pay wraiths no mind. All but a few are willing to give up their secrets. Thin bloods. They're a fascination of mine. They are considered a weaker, more human-like kindred. Hence the name, Thin Blood. But they are sired same as any of us. I've heard a large concentration of them live in this city. They're one of the reasons I'm in Los Angeles.
Incidentally, in Bloodlines 2, your character is a Thin Blood, and Thin Bloods are a big focus on the story. I don't know if he might have been confirmed or not, but I'm highly suspect. I wonder if they're going to bring Beckett back, because he's a very cool character. You meet him several times during this game. He's quite, as you see, an aloof kind of academic loner. He's also a gangrel who's very smart, which is a very rare combo. And I just think it would be really cool if he came back. Love him. Cool guy.
Most of my contacts here report sensing something unusual in the night air, like a sense of dread or pressure. But I'm not a native to these parts, so I can't tell if it's irregular. And since you're still fresh, perhaps you're not attuned to it. Pleasure meeting your acquaintance, but there are rumblings for me to discredit. We shall, I'm certain, meet again. Or never again. Good night, young one. And be careful. You're very likely being hunted by the Sabbat.
Later, dude. Oh yeah, it just auto does it. I couldn't remember if I had to walk all the way back. There we go, so now I have the ability to travel between areas after I've just spoken to me man here.
Nice work, fledgling. I felt that explosion a mile away. It's all over the news, too. Man, there's gonna be some pissed off Sabbat just howling for blood tonight. Beckett? Well, I know of him. Why? No kidding. Huh. Must be something major happening if he's in town. Beckett is a historian of sorts. He's unearthed more vampire lore than anyone. Well, that's all Beckett does. Seek the truth behind our condition. What do you need? That was just silly vampire politicking, fledgling. No more. You get used to that kind of thing. I had my suspicions. What an interesting specimen. But a pain in my dead ass for sure. Of course it did. As if vampires and women both weren't insecure enough. Get them together in one Malkavian body, and look what happens. Yeah, no kidding. Now that the Camarillas moved into L.A., Therese wants the title of Prince of Santa Monica. I guess she saw me as a threat. Funny thing is, I could care less. I wouldn't want to be the Prince of Terre Haute. I leave that headache to the Ventru. Besides, there's only like 4 vampires in all of Santa Monica. Some kingdom. Like what?
So basically, this is good, and I'm going to go through this dialogue options. Normally, I'll skip these kind of ones where I'm like asking them loads of questions, but I think this is really helpful if you've never played the game, so it'll give you a load of backgrounds. He actually explains all of the clans to you, so we're just going to have a quick thing. So we'll do the sects first. So sects are like the Camarilla, the governing body. He will explain who they are.
Sure, fledgling. It's war out there, after all. You should know all you can about the different sides. The Camarilla works. When you let vampires run wild, you wind up with caitiff frenzying in the streets, then bloods blowing the masquerade, and hunters sniffing around. Law and order is the kindred's friend. Caitiff are just riffraff vampires who don't know anything about vampire society. Don't know their clan, mutt vampires. What I suspect you were perilously close to becoming if LaCroix hadn't intervened. Yeah. The Anarchs. Yeah, I respect what they do, strenuous liberty and all that jazz, but they're kidding themselves. Wherever there's an ounce of power to be had, there'll be people dicking each other over. You think the Camarilla invented that? From what I hear, he's a likable sort, and that's a problem. Nines Rodriguez is the kind of guy you want on your side, and more kindred go Anarch every day because of him. Yeah. You ask me, the Sabbat makes no sense. They couldn't care less about the masquerade, and they seem to care even less about themselves. It's like, hey, let's all spread hell on Earth so we can feel big and bad. Oops, I'm dead. Now how did that happen?
I love them so much. So, with the Nosferatu, that they're obviously the ugly vampires, and you can play as one in this game, but they look diabolically shit. Like, they don't look cool like this. He looks a cool Nosferatu, right? The one you play as is really skinny. All of their clothing looks like a BDSM concert, except not even good by that standard. And it's just diabolically bad. And annoyingly, in Bloodlines 2, you won't be able to start as one. Apparently, that will be a DLC later down the line, which is a bit of a shame. But, that's why I'm going to play as a Tremere in the next one, which is one of the starting clans, because I checked. Right, let's go for the clans now.
Sure.
So there are 7?
They're a bunch of malcontents.
It's pronounced
They get
Bruja.
pumped up by rousing the rabble they keep around them. Like, that's hard. Nothing breeds faster than contempt. And that's what the Bruja are all about. Jealousy and contempt.
I'm going to give you a background as well. So the Bruja are kind of like the more combat-focused class. They're also main guys of the Anarchs, so they're basically just kind of like gangbangers, revolutionaries, just kind of tough, chunky people who like to batter and are quite combative verbally as well.
Sure. Well, they fancy themselves loners and drifters running around the countryside and barking at the moon. It's all just an act. Gangrel can walk upright. They just choose not to.
So the Gangrel Beckett is a Gangrel, which is weird actually, because he's the only Gangrel you actually meet. I think you meet another one, but you don't really know they're a Gangrel. And they basically can turn into werewolves, which is pretty neat.
Sure.
Malkavians are one of the fan favourites.
Malkavians are, interesting. There's something to them. Learning to sort the wisdom from the bullshit can be some work, and, not all of them are worth listening to, but, they're all good fun, if you ask me.
So if you play as a Malkavian, and if you're undecided, play as a Malkavian, it's very fun. And this is why this is regarded as one of the better RPGs ever made, is because of the fact that a Malkavian will change your entire dialogue options completely, and their responses. Not all of their responses, but like a good third of all the responses completely change because you're speaking in riddles and people have to try and like figure out what the hell you're trying to say. It's really cool. Same if you play as a Nosferatu, people will be repulsed by the way you look. It's very, very grand.
Sure. The Nosferatu are damn good at what we do. No one even argues that. If you need to know, if you want it found, you come to us. We're indispensable. Not a bad place to be in the afterlife. The Nosferatu stick together, pool resources. We have more going on than anyone could guess at. Our web blankets the night.
The Nosferatu are very cool in their background, which is why if they were starting in Bloodlines, they'd be the clan I would normally play as, or them or the Tremere, because they're basically like the secret police and the spy masters of the vampire world, and they're like, it's the whole thing, and they are like, as he describes it, they're the only clan, and you'll meet a few of them in the game. They're really closely knit, and so they've got their own like sub-society, and they like work together. It's very, very cool, whereas the other clans are a little bit more, every member is still a little bit more individual, and yeah, it's quite grand.
I'm loyal to the clan, loyal to my primogen, and therefore loyal to the Camarilla. The Nosferatu are the eyes and ears of the Camarilla, so they take care of us. They value our services, or don't want to be on our bad side. Either way, no one bothers us.
I'll ask about LaCroix in a sec.
Yeah?
Oh, wait, no. I'll skip this.
The Anarch.
Skip. There we go, clans.
Sure.
Another clan. Toreador. Toreador are the Anne Rice vampires. They're basically the Anne Rice vampires.
I don't rub elbows with the pretty bloodsuckers much, but I've seen them work people like puppeteers, and that's admirable. Now, if only they'd get off their slimy asses and put their talent to some use besides feeding their egos.
They're the most boring vampires ever. In terms of like the abilities they have, they're just boring. Don't play as a Toreador. Unless you're role-playing as someone from Anne Rice, they're just dull.
Sure.
This is my clan.
Mages. I don't have any reason to trust them. They're creepy, and I think they like it that way. But to be honest, I don't hear much about the Tremere. There's a few in LA, but all in all, there's not that many of them. Well, from what I hear, you're part of a dying breed.
The lore around the Tremere is really good, because I've spent a lot of time. So the Tremere aren't trusted because they weren't originally vampires. They, like, stole. They were originally mages who stole their immortality. It's very cool. This is me. I love the lore in this so much.
Sure.
And then one more, I think. The Ventru. Ventru are dickheads.
Well, they get a bad rap, if you ask me. Everyone likes to take shots at the man in charge. But when it comes to getting the job done, the Ventru know how to step up. They can take the heat.
The Ventru are basically just posh vampires. And I won't ask them, but you can also ask about LaCroix as well. Actually, let's just quickly do that. I don't know how to do it. I can't find the dialogue option to get there. Right, so I'm off now. We need to go to downtown, and we're only half an hour in the video. So I've got... I'll save that XP. I don't know what to spend it on yet. Right. I'm also just going to do a quick save, I'm not going to lie. Like an actual save. Because the game's a bit buggy, and I don't want to lose my progress. Normally I don't save during videos, because it's, it's a bit, it breaks the thing, but like, yeah. So it's such a good game, and like, just the level of dialogue options, and now we're going to get to downtown in a second, and then, oh, that's weird. Tunnel's never done that before. It's part of the update.
Where to?
I'm going to go just drive. Oh god, that's bright. So currently I can only go to downtown, but eventually I can get Chinatown and Hollywood as well. Oh noes.
Let's drain it. Let's stake it and leave it out for the sunrise.
We're going to have a lot of fun with this one. Think you could blow up our warehouse and get away with it? Huh, Lick?
Let's pull out its eyes and its tongue and its teeth. I want its teeth.
Camarilla fuck. Boys, I think we could all use a little entertainment. Those of you sitting in the first few rows will get wet. Son of a bitch!
Leave.
There's
That's Nines
3 of
Rodriguez.
us, Rodriguez.
Yeah. 3 of us.
What are you gonna do? Shoot us? This ain't over. We'll find you. You too, Rodriguez. You're both dead. Nobody messes with the Sabbat and lives.
Keep moving. Trouble sure seems to like you. Good effort. Execution needs a little work.
The weird thing is, they say that guns don't
You look
hurt
like
vampires
shit. Name's
very
Nines.
much. Yet he just killed him. There's a few inconsistencies in this game where it's like, oh yeah, guns don't work very much, but I'm gonna insta-kill this guy with a handgun. He does have a very powerful handgun, but still.
Should have been more careful, newbie. This ain't the burbs. Kid, I got things to deal with. Why don't you pay me a visit at the last round tonight? I don't know what you've heard so far, but it's time you heard the real story. This is a mean existence. Stay out of trouble, kid.
And now we get the downtown area. I love downtown because this is where the game gets just, like, it opens up, basically. And also you can finally buy new gear and new clothes. There we go. So basically this is downtown. It's much bigger. There's a lot more to do here as well. And it's quite grand. So I'm going to play for another kind of 30 minutes. Do a couple of bits in this. I'm also going to switch away from my melee skill, lest I think. But first, we're going to buy some stuff. So how much moolah do I have? I've got 684. I've got loads of stuff I can sell as well. Can I just sell that? Or I just... weird. Okie dokie. So let's go. Let's go find Fat Larry with an FAT. His words, not mine. What do I need to do? Oh, I can go see my... So because as I'm playing as a Tremere, I can go see M. Strauss, who's the Tremere Regent, and I get a unique player home. But let's go see Fat Larry first. Love Fat Larry, he's funny. Where is he? That's not it. Is he up here? Where is he? I'll find him. I always forget where Fat Larry is. There's a really cool club here as well. He's got a truck. Where are you, Larry? You dickhead. There's actually loads to do here. I keep forgetting how big the area is. That is not where Fat Larry is. Fine. Alright, well, I'll go see Strauss instead then, as I know where that is. What do you think? And normally there's no mini-map. So you sort of have to... Oh, there... Oh! I know why, I think. So this is the unofficial patch, and they've moved Fat Larry over there. Basically, that's why. He was not meant to be here.
Player, what's the score? How they hang? Good evening and all that commotion. Welcome to Fat Larry's Trucker Mac, the only store for all your needs after 10 o'clock. I am the proprietor and salesman of the month several years in a row. The ladies call me, oh God, but you can call me Fat Larry with a F-A-T, because I know I got a weight problem. I just don't give a fuck. Counterfeit, Man, I look like one of those peanut-headed, rock-smoking brothers selling SHACK shirts they made at their mama's house. I'm the real deal OG man in the alley with what you need. Counterfeit. Man, why you gotta be like that? Nah, that's what I like to hear. But it's like this. I save my best stuff for select clientele. Now, that don't mean I don't appreciate your business. It's just, you know, business. Yo, koala ears, lazy eye hammocks, and dwarf saddles right here.
So, there we go.
Check it out, step right up.
Alright, quick, keep it down, mate, yeah? So, there we go. Now you start getting better gears.
Step right up.
I'm just gonna buy shit because he's been noisy. Let's buy some new clothes.
Hey, don't walk on by. I look like Dionne Warwick.
Let's sell some shit as well. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's just sell that.
Koala ears, lazy eye hammocks, and dwarf saddles right here. Check it out.
So basically, that is annoying, and that's due to the unofficial patch.
Check it out. Step right up.
Do I have enough? How much money do I have now?
Check it out. Step right
Oh,
up.
I have loads now. There we go. Oh, I have 324. Oh, there we go. I've got watches. Yeah, so the unofficial patch has made it so he's being all noisy and shit.
Check it out. Step
Oh,
right up.
oh, I can't use that. Let's sell this car stereo as well.
Koala ears, lazy
There we
eye
go.
hammocks,
Alright,
and
yeah,
dwarf
stop
saddles
talking,
right
god
here,
damn
only
it.
here.
So the unofficial, so basically the unofficial patch, the way what it did is it just added, it fixed a load of bugs and added a load of cut content. And to be honest, I'm sort of, some stuff was cut for a reason, so I now look a bit different. I still look a bit like a bell end, but I've got new clothes, so that's all right, I guess. God, I look terrible. Not terrible. I do think your character doesn't look bad. They just look fine. Right, so let's go see my region now. There are so many quests to do here. I'm trying to think which one to do. I'm gonna go see Boss Man first. There's Boss Man, but then there's my personal Boss Man. Oh yeah, there's also this creepy hospital here. I might go in there in a bit. But let's go see. Let's get my flat. I think it's there. Oh yeah, it is. Look at that. I'm so excited for Bloodlines 2, guys. You cannot even just begin. So this is the least subtle building on the planet. Is it right? Yes, it is this one. Oh yeah, it's got a weird, like, magical corridors. Eventually you get an outfit like his, because, you know.
Greetings, neonate. Might I assume you received my invitation? I have been looking forward to meeting you for quite some time. Strauss. Maximilian Strauss. I am the regent of this chantry. Welcome. Ah, yes, forgive me. I forget that you are not embraced within the pyramid. We share the same blood, you and I, but there is much you have yet to learn about our clan.
So this is the thing, like, the Tremere have probably the most developed... Tremere and the Nosferatu, in terms of, like, in this game, have the most developed clan interaction. So, like, if you play as a Tremere and a Tremere or a Nosferatu, you will have a bit more special dialogue and things like this going on with your regent. The others not so much. So, just as a thing, and that's why I like playing as Tremere, because you feel a little bit more special. I hope they do that in, even though you start as a Thin Blood, but I do hope they do that eventually in Bloodlines 2.
Yes. This new life in which you find yourself undoubtedly seems strange. I'm sure you have many questions, young one. I will answer those which I am able.
Also, if you're going to be an immortal vampire, be an immortal vampire mage. You've got hundreds of years to study the eldritch arts. Do it.
The pyramid is the social structure of our clan, with each level of advancement watched over by the next. There are apprentices here at the chantry who are my charges, and I have a lord who watches over me and other local regents, and so on. In most cases, Tremere are very selective about who they embrace and how it is done. There are traditions and laws that we adhere to, so the circumstances of your embrace were, let us say, unconventional. Therefore, you are outside the pyramid. Such things are possible, young one, but you would have to prove your worth to the clan before it would even be a consideration. Tremere guard their secrets well. Perhaps it is something we will speak of later. A chantry is a local gathering place for those of the Tremere clan. I live here, as do apprentices from time to time. A regent is the leader of a chantry, as well as a teacher to young Tremere apprentices who are studying the mysteries of our clan. Let me give you some advice, young one. Your survival in kindred society will often depend on your ability to find out yourself what is going on around you. Remember that well. As for what is going on here in downtown, the word on everyone's lips, kindred or kind, seems to be epidemic. It seems that disease has been spreading at an alarming rate throughout the downtown population. Considering our particular appetites, the local kindred are more than concerned about these developments.
Obviously. The dialogue options are a little bit polarized in this. Again, I'm just so excited for Bloodlines 2, because I know there are a lot more conventions that they're going to draw upon in other games to make it a little bit more less, you know, interesting, or, you know, dude, that shit is whack.
Yes, indeed. My opinion is that the local anarchs are responsible for these outbreaks. Their precipitous indulgence of certain passions often leads to such things. Ergo, their need for the watchful eye of the Camarilla. The Camarilla? It is merely a kindred sect that exists to protect its members from the outside world. There are specific codes of behavior that we abide by in order to ensure the continuance of our species. It is nothing more and nothing less. Surely. What else would you like to know? No. There are many independent clans who are not aligned with the Camarilla. And the Sabbat is another sect of various vampire clans whose beliefs are very different than our own. Unsavory sorts, to say the least. I understand you have already run afoul of them. Ah, yes, the infamous Mr. Rodriguez. I understand you owe him your life twice now. Had he not intervened, the prince would have surely had that hound of his separate your head from your shoulders. In any case, it's a shame that Rodriguez cannot see the wisdom of the Camarilla. He would make a powerful ally. As it is, he is a significant thorn in the Croix's side, which serves my purposes just the same.
Good old scheming vamps.
LaCroix is a prince, neonate, and a Ventrue on top of that. Even if he weren't as young and indiscriminate as he's already proven himself to be, But I say too much. Let us just say that he and I have differing ideas on the use of power. I have overstepped my bounds. I will say no more. Of course. An interesting proposition. If you succeed in finding the cause of this epidemic and putting an end to it, I will compensate you appropriately for your efforts. Very well. Again, I recommend speaking with the Anarchs. You can find most of them at the local watering hole, reveling in the vices of their former lives. I believe the place is called The Last Round.
Outstanding. So I think what I'll do is I'll do this quest, because it should take about... I don't know how long it'll take. And then I can call the video there, because it's quite a good example of just a kind of a nice, cool quest that you can just sort of pick up. Oh, for God's sake. Is it that way? It's a sort of maze. Gonna let me out here, guys. Aha! There it is. And eventually you get this room up here. But I don't have it yet. I think I have to do this first, and then I get it. Which is cool. You get a couple of apartments. There's if you play as a gangrel or a Bruja, or anyone that, if you're just a dick to LaCroix, who's a guy who I probably won't show you in this video, you get to stay in your shitty apartment at the start. If you're a Nosferatu, you get the shitty apartment, but then later on you get, I think, an apartment or a room in their little area. And if you're a Tremere, obviously you get here. I think that's it. Yeah, I think there are a few. I already know there's a player home in Bloodlines, because I remember seeing it from the trailer. Bloodlines 2, rather, sorry. Right, so we've got to go to the last round. Incidentally, this will be the point that my video gets content. Not basically because there's this game is from obviously before YouTube was really a thing, like 2002, and obviously that means that like things like copyrighted music weren't so much of an issue then. So there's some licensed music. I can actually delete it from the folder. I decided not to because it just means it cuts up loads of the music in the game. But it does mean that I get my videos content claimed. But it's fine because they don't strike the channel. It just means I can't monetize it, and that's grand. So this is we're going to go to the last round, mainly because the music in here is really good. It's Genitorturers Lesher Bitch. And Genitorturers are a very cool band. See? Now, I could talk to more people. I'm not going to talk to Jack, whom I love.
Well, if it ain't
Oh.
the talk of the town.
I have to talk to this guy
Poster
first.
child for Camarilla benevolence. What errand does the prince have you running today, boy? Nines is expecting. Have some manners and don't wear out your weapon. Skate. Act up again, and I'll be the one showing your ashes to the door.
So, Vincent, you may notice sometimes the text keeps coming up and down when you, for whatever reason, on the unofficial patch, it auto has it, where it has it coming up, but if you just click the mouse, you can get rid of it. I'm going to have it up on here because it's obviously music's loud, so you might not be able to hear it. I'm not going to talk to them too much.
So then go on up and see it. You're free to do as you please here.
Cool. Yeah, because I don't want to spend... Because there's a lot of dialogue I could do, but I'm not going to. I think it's her.
So that chased you in here, Cammy? Heard Nine saved your ass again. You think LaCroix would have stopped counting his money long enough to get your back, Jack? Cammy, you'd have a whole lot less about your neck if it hadn't been for Nines calling the prince out in that courtroom. Shit. Looks like things worked out for LaCroix anyway. Got himself a new errand boy out of it. As long as you're a tool for some cape, you don't have to say a word to start pissing me off. Cape, Cammy. Camarilla elders, the ones that have been around so long they think candlelight's a keen invention, you're doing their dirty work and you don't even know it. You want an alternative? Being here. That's a step in the right direction. I'm Damsel, den mother of these mothers, and one pissed bitch since LaCroix wheeled in. That goddamn blood witch told you what? He thinks we're responsible for that plague bearer? If I hadn't promised Nines I'd keep my nose clean, I'd go over right now and rip him a new wizard shoot. Magic missile casting motherfucker! A plague bearer's a fool that doesn't care who they feed from. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. We can't get sick, but the kind can. And kindred that feed on them start spreading disease. Enough get sick, it's an epidemic. CDC's in town as we speak. Seen Old Yeller? May sound cruel, but it's necessary. If someone puts together 2 and 2 as to the real cause of an outbreak of bloodborne diseases, guess what happens? So the plague bearer's gotta be found and put down. If the Camarilla really gives a damn, they'll help us out. One of our boys' ghouls, name's Paul, lives nearby in the Skyline Apartments. Been a stranger lately. Looked like death last time he was here. Said he didn't get bit, but maybe you can get more info out of him. Wait, if Paul's not talking, you might want to start questioning the homeless pot. So many have been dying lately that it takes the city a few days to pick up the bodies.
I had a massive crush on her when I was younger. Not gonna lie. I was like, yeah, love you. Teenage Davy living in a small town. There were not many options. Right, let us do this one. Yeah, see, this is where, like, I think, because at this point is where the game starts to get bigger. And then you start having loads of side quests. At the start, you don't really have, like, in Santa Monica, you don't really have much. Initially, you obviously do go back. So... there's 2.
What? Get away from me! Leave me alone! Oh, you do? Well, I don't believe you. You're after my aluminum cans, aren't you? Well, you're not gonna get them. Just get away!
This is a persuade option, by the way, so because my persuade skill is charisma skill is quite high, it means I can use the persuade options.
Ah, okay. All I know is that old Tin Can Bill, he's been jabbering about some kind of monster that took him somewhere and got him sick. And that's all I know, okay? And that's all I'm saying. Why, you can usually find him down in his alleyway, just across from that bar over there.
So I'm going to go see Tin Can Bill in a sec, but first I'm going to try and find these Skyline apartments. Just because I want to cover all of the angles. Plus I'll get XP, I think. I might not, but where are they? So I remember it's back there. Skyline apartments are... is that it? Skyline apartments is where your character, if you remember the Camarilla, has their home as well. I can't for the life remember what it is. I think it's not that one. I think it's near that. Let's go. No, that's the... This is the Ventru Tower with its creepy art. There's lots of creepy, very creepy art in this. Art that naturally I wanted when I was younger. Where is it? I can't. It's been a long ass time since I've been here. That is originally Fat Larry's van, by the way. I think it's down there. Where are the apartments? I can't remember. It's been so long. Right, we'll find it. Ah! That's it. That's the theatre. No! No, that's not it. I don't know where they are. Oh, there they are. Yay! Bosh. Yeah, so you can actually have a player home here. Which I really wanted the art from it because it had loads of creepy paintings everywhere. They were so cool. Hey, buddy. What room is it? Milton, was it? Let's check what his name was. Oh, it doesn't have the history of it, which is annoying. Alright, I'll have to figure it out. It would be... Let's check the number again. Sorry, I've forgotten already. I think I can go at every single one of these things. I think it was Milton, so it'll be 2. Yeah. Bum, bum, bum. Let's have a crafty look-see. What's my hacking skill required? 5. So I've already got experience 5. Hacking, lock picking rather is 3. I'm not gonna have enough. Oh yes, I will, idiots. So what Blood Buff does is it boosts these skills up, and so that means that what you want to do, a little tip, is to try and put it all in these, like say for example, put points in security. So let me go back. So lockpicking is affected by, as you see in yellow, security and dexterity, but obviously I can use an ability to buff dexterity by 2 points. So ideally what I want to do is focus on getting security up is not too high. At some point you do want to put it into there, but enough so that way I can kind of maximize if I want to get through difficult areas. Right, I think this is his house.
Mr. Milton, you know who this is, and I do hope you realize that we're still on for tonight. Meet me at the agreed-upon location across from the bar by the underpass. Bring your associate, Mr. Durbin, as it is a two-man job that I am proposing. With any luck, the two of you are already on your way, and I shall see you soon. Goodbye.
Fair enough. So basically, I guess if you didn't have the this has been so long since I've done this section before. I'm guessing if you didn't have persuade and high enough, you wouldn't be able to find that out. Let's have a gander though. But as with all RPGs, you kind of want to fine-tooth comb stuff. I'm gonna explore these areas another time because obviously I don't want to spend the entire video of me just fine-tooth combing areas. But right, let's go to the underpass then. I think I remember this. Yeah. I'm obviously not going to spoil it for you guys, but see, basically, I've played the first the Santa Monica section of this game dozens of times. Yeah, just I've lost count, right? But usually, I tend to it's like with everything, when you start a game for the first time, you don't necessarily, I'll restart a game, you generally pay the start loads. So like this part, the downtown and beyond, especially like Hollywood and Chinatown, I haven't played as much, so I don't know these as well. But obviously I know pretty much what happens in every single section, but it's still nice to notice bits. I'm going to get so lost. I think it's this way. I'm so excited for Bloodlines 2. Let me know in the comments, by the way, if you're playing Bloodlines 2 and what character you're playing as. I think there are 5 clans. Tremere, the one I'm playing. Bruja. I don't think they've got Gangrel yet. Malkavian. Bruja, Malkavian, Toreador, and Ventru. I think those are the ones you can start as. And I think the Gangrel and the Nosferatu are going to be added in DLC. I think the reason why they're going to be added in DLC is because they're quite transformative. Like with the Malkavians, it's dialogue, whereas with those guys, it's like it changes their entire, because you're physical. They physically change. So yeah, let me know what you're playing as. I'm going to play as a Tremere because magic is cool. Right, let's go see Tin Can Bill, shall we? Personally, I don't want to eat someone in a bit. I'm a bit peckish. Tin Can Bill. You look like Tin Can Bill.
Who's there, huh? Old Bill can't see too good these days. Is that you, Fred? I ain't got no booze tonight, so you may as well get the hell out of here. Yeah, I might be able to. But I'm awful thirsty tonight, mister. Could you spare $5 for a man who's been down on his luck?
Nah, see, do you guys do this? Sometimes when I know I can avoid something, I still don't like doing it because I'm RPing as a nice dude, and I'm just gonna give the guy $5.
Thank you much. I'm going to have to go pick up some hooch. For medicinal purposes, you know. Now, I know you ain't going to believe old Bill, because I've been telling my friends and the cops and everyone since it happened. And people just say that it's the hooch talking and nothing more. It was a monster, you see. Monster with his face all twisted and ugly, teeth longer than your finger, and these eyes piss yellow and full of hate. I've never seen eyes like that before. Still giving me bad dreams. He grabbed me, threw me over his shoulder, took me to the bad place, the dark place. Oh, God, the smell. Worse than anything and then he bit me. My neck. Oh, God, it was horrible. Don't remember too much after that. blacked out and woke up here in my alley. Haven't been feeling too well since then. Came up through the sewers, you did. Just around the corner there. Don't want to go back to the bad place, friend.
God, it's been ages since I've done this.
Don't let the monster come back and take me there.
I think I remember where this goes now. Oh, awesome. Got my $5 back. Sorry, Bill. Right, okay. I'm guessing it's this one. Right. Yeah, it's been an age since I've played this. I'm a bit low on blood, but fortunately, there are snacks all over the place. We get blood theft out as well. Right, I have no idea which way to go. Creepy breathing as well. I get some rats while I'm here. Actually, I've got to read the thing. Right, not down there. Let's go around this side. God, they respawn really fast. If you play as a Nosferatu, you get more blood from these, which is quite handy. Oh, if you play as a Ventru as well, you're too posh to actually drink. Is that way? Yeah. So I'm just gonna skip those for a second. You're too posh to actually eat these rats, which is quite funny. And if you I think you can get yourself sick as well if you eat them. Oopsie, that was a bit loud. No, that was dead. There we go. So if you're a Nosferatu, you can refill after like 4 rats. Where are we going? This looks like it might be the right location. I'll have another snack while I'm here. Tastes like urine. Not that way. Right, okay. I think it's this one. It must be that great. I guess I'll have to just use blood buff then. Alrighty, righty. Oh, plus side, I've picked up loads of rats, so it's not too much of an issue. So, I just relock pick the door. That's hilarious. Right, I guess it was here. Oh, those textures. Oh no. Yeah, so this is it's an oldish game. Yeah, this is the right area. I remember this. Oh, lovely. I think I'm gonna have to get my axe out, ladies and gentlemen.
Found your way down here, did you? Following the smell of entrails and rotting flesh. Looking for a free meal, little bloodsucker. There's meat galore in my kingdom. Brother Canker, they called me. High Lord in the diseased halls of the dead. Look around you. The blood. The bloated bodies. The maggot-ridden mortal shells. These are the signs. The coming of a new age.
Sounds cheerful.
They are the weak, sick, hopeless.
I bring them a new purpose. They are the vessels of darkness, carrying the diseased truth in their veins. The doors have been opened, the seals broken, and the final steps into the abyss, the terrible mysteries of the Ninth Circle. The Brotherhood of the Ninth Circle. The darkest dawn is almost upon us. Come, join us in these.
Love a good doomsday cult. Love it.
Our disease upon the earth,
Mate, I'm ready.
sharing this unholy communion with our human herd.
Let's do it.
Come, join the disciples who have gathered here, floating in their own putrescence. I will show you the mysteries of our brotherhood as I feed on your flesh.
I'm gonna use blood. Shit. There we go. Stop it. Right. I'm actually gonna. I should have possibly eaten some more rats before I think, but I'll use my bag. Right, yeah. Let's bacon bomb. Where is it? There it is. It's so handy. It uses quite a lot of blood though. There we go, Kanker. Yeah, it's a lot easier once you have oh, I got Masquerade Redemption as well. I mean, I don't actually have I haven't broken it once, but oh, nom nom nom. I have to wait for this to cool down, I think though. How do I cancel my quick save? Okay, hopefully my shield doesn't I don't know how to get out of there. There's a valve on the corner. Is it there? Oh, there's a lever. Hey, there we go. Cool. Yeah, I'm conscious being bloody will I think well, I need to check. I think there's a way to cancel all of my actions. One sec. End disciplines F8, there it is. There we go. Because basically I don't want to have a discipline active that will cause me to get like to scare the shit out of, you know, normal people. Lovely. Right, okay, so that was pretty straightforward. That wasn't actually the one I thought it was. There's quite a lot of like loads of little ones. There's quite a cool one in the hospital actually, but I won't do this video though. We'll have a little bit of nom. So let's go back to Strauss. We'll eat a person, I think, to be honest. There's lots of breathing. I don't know if you can hear it in this tunnel. And oh fuck's sake, it's the wrong direction. And yes, it's a bit creepy, to be honest. Yeah, there's a lot of or maybe it is that direction. Am I going to that way? Can I go down there or? Oh, that's the way. Oh, I'm confused. Oh wait, I'm a vampire. I don't need to breathe. I'm fine. Look at this swimming. Ridiculous. Okay. No, it's not that. I'll figure out how to get out. I can't remember. Right. There's another valve, isn't there? But doesn't that just go through that? I'm a wee bit confused, everyone. So it's been a... did that one, but I just assumed it was just going to the same place. I guess, you know what I bet that is if you don't want to fight him at all, you can actually just escape. Ooh. Alright, well, I'll have to figure out how to get out. Is there a... That's where I came in. It has to be like that way. Fair enough. Fair enough, ski. If I die, for example, there's that big hole, I'm wondering whether falling down that will kill me. But, if I do, I will just reload and figure it out. Well, I'm gonna eat you, love. Come here, come here. Love a good rat. Nom nom nom. Right, okay. Did I miss something? Oh no! I thought it was like an insta-death thing. Ah, fair enough. Alright, neat then. Oh, sweet, there we go. Cool. Alright. That is the answer to the question. In hindsight, actually, it would be a bit weird if there was an insta-death thing. Right, there we go. Look at that. I'm assuming it's this way. Yeah, there we go. And we're out. So I should unlock my player home now. There's not really much to do, to be honest. It's just... I think this is just, you know, to give you something that's your own, which I quite like. You can get a few collectibles for it. And you have your own little personal email and things. But honestly, it's more of an RP thing, if anything else. Right. Sorry, Bill. Could have eaten that. Look at that. Going to waste. Honestly. Don't like waste. Hello, Treacle. Actually, can I, Ah, you're too late now. I was gonna have a nibble. But unfortunately, it looks like I won't be able to give you a good nibbling. Right, I'm going back to my Strauss, right? I'll report to Damsel. Oh, okay, cool. I was wrong, see? It's not Strauss. Damsel first, then Strauss. Oh, I'm so excited for Bloodlines 2. Oh. So excited.
Ugh, can't. Right on. Except we dusted a second one over near the convention center. They're part of some doomsday cult, apparently. No telling how many there are, but it's open season on all these sick sons of bitches.
Oh, maybe that isn't the end of the quest then. Paul and Sky. Yeah. Alright, well I'm actually going to leave that there, because obviously I don't know how long this quest is going to go on, but and also that way maybe, you know, I can do it my own time. But in the next video I'll be a bit further in the game. I might even wait until I'm in Hollywood, because that's one of my favourite areas of the game, because I think it's quite seedy and it looks quite cool. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm going to do quite a lot more of these. I'm going to complete the entire game, but I'm going to do it in snippets, so you'll get maybe 6 hours worth of me playing the game, but the actual game itself I think is a good kind of 30-hour game-ish if you do everything. It's very, very good. I know it's a little bit dated, however, if, you know, unless you're completely against older games, then I highly recommend you give it a look. Link in the description to not only my first video I did a year ago, where I talk about the game a little bit more and I also show you a little bit more of the early game in Santa Monica, but also links to the store pages. I've bought this on GOG.com, but you can get it on Steam if you like. Anyway, as always, follow me on Twitter at norespawns. We'll have more videos up soon and all of that, and as well as another one of these in probably the next week. Anyway, you guys take care.